Hello and welcome to the Neighborhood Nerdcast Ep5, Delegate Those Frogs. That's right, we're going to talk to you today about multiple applications that allow you to get those things off your to-do list and put them on someone else's to-do list that you're paying a little bit of money to get it done for you. Today we have me, Leo, and we have Ethan.
Hello.
And we have Tommy.
Tommy.
I'm looking the wrong way in the camera, but that's Ethan and that's Tommy. And Carlos is our audience right over there. He's going to clap and cheer and stuff. Yay!
He actually did it.
All right.
Audience participation.
So today we're talking about delegating tasks and putting them on someone else. One of the programs that I'm using now today is, I've used all three of these, but fancyhands.com. Have you guys used Fancy Hands?
I haven't used
Pretty
it at all.
nifty.
Fancy Hands is pretty cool.
Pretty fancy.
You pay $25 a month for 5 requests a month, or you pay 45
45
a
for
month
50.
For how many?
Let's see.
Let's look at it again here. We're looking at it. You guys can look at it. It's fancyhands.com. 15 requests, or 65 a month for 25 requests. Scheduling tasks do not count against your requests. So if you say, schedule a haircut, schedule me for this meeting, connect with these 10 people and get them at my conference room Monday. That all doesn't count against your request. But if you call them up and say, hey, I need you to do research on this guy that I'm meeting, his name is Bob Jones, and I want to know everything about him. They'll do that for you as one of your tasks. If you say,
So it's hiring a personal assistant for...
it is a team of personal assistants, but you can do this thing where you customize it and you say, I want my personal assistant to be Julia Roberts. And it'll talk to you as Julia Roberts, and it'll use females like just female members of their team to call people for you, and they'll announce themselves as Julia. Hey, this is Julia Roberts from Leo's office, and I'm just setting up a meeting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
What?
really cool.
That's
Wow.
like they'll just lie for you.
Yeah, they will.
Wow.
They'll lie for you. And I mean, it's great. I've loved the service. I've done a bunch of stuff to it. I've done some research with it that hasn't, like one of the things I did, I said, find this part for me. And I couldn't find a price for it, and I couldn't find the part, but I mean, they searched and they found it, and they found pictures, and they called the person, and they verified all the information, and then put it into the list. And I was like, man, this is great. We did another part for an HVAC system, though, that didn't work so great. So we put the request online and said, we need you to find this control board. And they came back with 3 different quotes with pricing information and links to the manufacturer and said, here's the control boards you need. We bought one, it was the wrong board. So I said, hey, that's not the right board.
So do they give you your request back?
They give you that request back because it didn't go through, but then you have to create another request if you want them to return it or something, And I said, don't worry about that. I'll send it back. Just
I can handle the
yeah, I
return
can handle
things.
that. I need you to do all that busy work of calling people and finding things out for me. I did another one with a spring on a device at the house. I said I need this spring, and I showed a picture of it and recorded the message and uploaded that. Took pictures of it and put it on there. And I said I need this spring for this model of refrigerator. And they went and found the spring for me.
Wow.
So you're not hiring like freelancers. You're hiring the people who work for the website.
Fancy hands.
And they're all in the United States. They're scattered all over the place, and these are just people that are pretty good at Googling stuff, is what I figured out. Yeah, they're just good at like making calls, researching,
Golly,
figuring
before
things out.
2014, that was like not a marketable skill, and now people are like, I can Google that
I've
boss.
got some Google.
I know it just sounded silly, like when I was in high school, to say I was going to go Google something. I mean,
But now it's like the
Because
number
there
one
was-
verb in America.
There was no Google in your high school.
So you were just saying
That's
that,
just
and people are
you're
laughing.
making
I
that
just
up.
made up that word.
You missed the boat there.
The bourbon helped. All right.
All right, next service.
What-
Fiverr.com.
Yeah, you guys asked some great questions. That was awesome.
That's
You
cool.
didn't cheer much, but that was cool.
Hey.
Woo!
Carlos likes Fiverr.com, I think.
Now, Fiverr.com is pretty
It's
phenomenal.
Like Fora.com better.
Rear.
That's such a dad joke.
That's like somebody was talking about that doing the Twitter 140 characters, and then there was something that came out that was like 100 characters, and then less and less characters, and then Vine came out with their 6 seconds, and somebody came out with a 4-second or something like that video service. I'm like, that's kind of
And
silly.
then App.net just celebrated their first year. They are a competitor for
Fiverr?
Twitter.
Oh,
Oh,
for
Yeah,
Twitter?
yeah. Well, that's a whole other conversation, but
That's a whole other conversation. Okay, so the next one up that we want to talk about is Elance. Elance is very serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Fiverr.
Yeah, I was gonna say we went right past Fiverr,
Okay.
and it's a good thing they're not our sponsor.
FIVERR.com.
The next one we want to talk about is Fiverr. FIVERR.com.
Yes.
And they will do anything for $5. So you go on there, and something I do with it a lot is I get logos made.
Anything.
Anything. I mean, they'll do anything. I mean, just silly stuff for $5.
They'll bury a bottle in Thailand for you.
That's right.
With a message inside.
You want that? Lots of females on there saying they'll write messages on their breasts, you know, and like take a picture of it, like, you know, they'll put your logo on their breast.
That is one I haven't come across, but I
they'll
guess I'm
voice
searching
over.
wrong.
They'll do voiceovers. They'll do Asian accents.
Yeah.
They will do WordPress.
English accents,
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
know, an English accent just sells it better. I mean, you trust a guy speaking with an English
That's
accent
very
more than
true.
you do an
I mean,
American.
Stephen Fry could sell me anything.
That's right. That's right. You listen, you
You
go,
really could.
You know, they know
Yeah.
what they're talking about. They're smart people.
Yeah.
But so for Fiverr, something that I do a lot with it is get logos built. Because you go, quiet, graphic designer,
I won't
don't
say
get all upset. But you go to a graphic designer and you say, I need to get a logo built. And you know, and they're worth their weight in gold, because they're going to ask you all the right questions and think about your market and think about the colors and the fonts and like all of this stuff that
Your
like
nose is a color.
is your language, you know, your communication to the world. But if you just want a logo and you don't want to
Think about
think
all that
about
crap.
a lot of that stuff, you know, you go to
You
Fiverr.com,
don't
you
wanna
spend
pay more
$5
than
and
$5.
you say, I need a logo for this. I like these colors, I like these websites, I like this look and feel, and they'll build you a logo. And what I do is just spend, you know, $25. I get 5 different ones on there and say, okay, $25. Each one of them generates 2 logo designs, and I've got just a bunch of logo designs that I can look through if people don't know what.
So basically, the people on Fiverr are actually just anybody. You can create a Fiverr account and you can start accepting gigs, is what they call them. So you know, we can be on there and we can offer up a gig. And so basically, what Lou just said there was he just chose 5 different people. And the cool thing about Fiverr is they list your ratings and the different gigs, your most recent ones that you've got. That you've earned or gained, and you can read what other people thought of these people, and it helps you choose the right person.
Yeah.
We could do a Fiverr thing that will mention you in our Nerdcast. for
That's
$5.
true.
You, $5 will mention you in the Nerdcast.
We'll do it.
By name.
We'll do it. That's right.
I'll do it with an English accent.
There you go. Ethan will do it for
I'll
you.
do it with an Asian accent.
Oh,
my
that's
goodness.
it.
That's
That's worth
an add-on.
$7.50 at least.
Well, let's hear them. Come on.
No.
$5.
You know,
Do you want a spring roll?
Yeah.
This one's probably. I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
I know.
bad.
This one will.
This
one
one's
will
not
make
gonna get
YouTube.
uploaded.
Yeah, people will-
Once Ethan leaves,
It'll get
we'll start
flagged.
over.
These guys are racist. You ought to listen to them.
Racist and sexist.
You want to listen to them?
They should listen to
God,
them.
look at those socks. My wife is gonna kill me.
Oh wait, we're still doing the podcast. And the next one is Elance.
Elance.
Now Elance is
This one's my
phenomenal.
favorite.
Dude, I've been using Elance for years. I have put programming projects on there, document creation projects on there. I've had CAD drawings done on Elance.
Really? That's
yeah.
awesome.
I had a map. I had multiple maps created that were like a theme park map. You know, like that cartoonish look that has like the lazy river here and all of this stuff. I did that for the barbecue.
Yeah.
And I just uploaded a Google image of the site, and I said I want a legend here that says, you know, where to park your trailers and where the restrooms are and all this stuff, and then put those all over the map. And I kind of want it 3D where it kind of stands out at you, these different buildings.
That's
And it
awesome.
was one was $122, and the other one was like 143 or something to build it.
That's great.
And they gave me the vector files afterwards so we could update them. I'm hooked up with a few local talent, local artists. The best quote I got was $1,500
For
to
one of
build
those
this,
maps.
build the same map. And I'm like 122, 1,500. I'll do the 122.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that built. I've had PLC programmers because I do the PLC programming, and I've had guys write. Oh, I shouldn't say that. My customers might be listening. No, I wrote it. That's it. I didn't
Well, I mean,
outsource
I've done this also as a web designer and developer. Sometimes you just have too many projects, and I've hired people from around the globe to just finish writing the code for a WordPress theme, or to take my wireframes and turn it into a design. And I'm like, this is the look and feel I'm going for. They'll send me stuff. We'll go through 6 or 7 iterations, and then, when I'm happy with it, I'll pay them. And the great thing about Elance is, honestly, they're it's kind of similar to Basecamp, but just like their workroom thing where people, like they can upload files and you can see the states, or they even like they'll say I'm working now, and you can see screenshots of their computer every 5 minutes. So it's not like, oh, I'm working, but I'm also on Facebook the entire time. It's like, then you know that you're paying the person for what they're actually doing, and you kind of have like these screenshots of like state proofs, which is nice. I'm generally a trusting fellow, but it's nice to have that.
Yeah,
just as a
sure. Well, like the space next door, we needed a floor plan for it. So I had the architect in here, and I said, well, he was doing some other work, and I said, how much would it cost for me to get a floor plan of this thing? He's like, man, it's not that bad. He said, $400 or $500. He said, we can come out, take all the measurements and stuff, get it into CAD, tell you where the windows are, the doors are, the restrooms, the lighting, the beams, and all that. And I was like, cool, it doesn't sound that bad. I get on Fiverr and put the same job in. I went over and just like sketched it out on a piece of paper, scanned it in, uploaded it, and I said, I need a CAD drawing of this. There were 2 guys that just did it without ever quoting it. They said,
like,
here it is.
I'm bored.
Yeah. They said,
I'm bored in
if you
Polynesia
like
right
it,
now.
send me $25.
Fiverr or Elance?
This was Elance.
Elance.
Did I say Fiverr?
You did.
Elance is what we're talking about. Elance right now. So
We're
then
distracted.
but another dude got on there and he quoted I think it was like $45 to do it. I was like, okay, $45, I'll do it, because the other 2 were like CAD drawings, but they were just like lined out drawings, and I wanted a little more information. This guy went back and forth with me multiple times. He said, what are the walls made out of? And I told him, what's the floor made out of? What kind of windows does it have? The door, what is it made out of? Can you tell me a little bit more information about the structure? So I told him where the I-beams were and what kind of I-beams they were. He put all that into this CAD drawing for $45.
That's amazing.
And it's like this multicolored DWG file that opened AutoCAD, and I'm like, dude, this is amazing. I mean, I could build a building from this.
It's like down to the 1,000th of an inch.
And it was cool because, like milestones, like, reviewing the information. Because I paid him, and which was crazy, on $45 that we broke it up into milestones.
You did pay him in milestones.
Yeah. Well, he
But that was
put it
the
on
other thing
there.
that was great about it.
I was like, okay.
You're like, yeah, I'll pay you 45 cents at a time.
Yeah.
So
that-
Elance is about programming
No, I mean, you can hire people
You can-
on Elance to do just about anything.
To do
as
any,
well.
yeah.
From programming to graphic design to logo design. Like, honestly, I think the people that work on Elance have just a little bit more skill than the people who work on Fiverr, just because they're willing to work for a little bit higher cost.
You're more technical.
They're a little bit
Yes.
more technical.
I mean, they're professionals on there. I mean, you get stuff built, and it's top
Yeah, I mean,
notch.
there are firms, like graphic design firms from like Serbia and like places where they don't necessarily have like a huge need for graphic design in their immediate vicinity, but they're good at it and they know what they're doing, and so they'll put themselves on Elance and get hired from people all over the world, and they have really good portfolios. I've looked at a lot of their sites and I'm like, gosh, these people are good.
Well, it's just a whole different economy too. I mean, here guys can't even get really cranking, and for less than a couple $100. They're doing like 2 days, 4 days a week worth of work, for a couple $100. It's like, man, that's great.
How do you pay them?
PayPal.
PayPal. Just register a credit card with Elance, and then
And you
like
pay
you were talking
straight
about
through Elance, and if you dispute the job afterwards, Elance will refund you and like blackball the guy who did a bad job.
And Fiverr is the same way?
I don't know.
Fiverr, you pay them ahead of time, so you pick somebody and you give them $5, and then they do their thing.
Is
If
there
you're not
any?
happy?
There is some recourse, like you can slam them. You can also dispute and say they never delivered it.
Yeah.
this
Fiverr
like
automatically
Pogs?
says,
Like a slammer?
yeah, you can. You can just like Fiverr automatically does this thing that if they're late because they only have like a certain amount of time to deliver their stuff, it says, "Would you like to terminate this project?" sends you an email because obviously your seller isn't meeting the criteria. And I was like, that's cool. And then I also checked something on Fiverr of the cancellation rate, the percent canceled.
Mm-hmm.
You can that tells you a lot. I mean, the ones that are really doing work and getting things done, they don't have any cancellations.
They also have a turnaround statistic as well. How soon do they get that project done?
Yeah,
And
it's
how
great.
do the websites get paid?
Like the Elance.
Right.
Elance makes a commission off of all the jobs. So as a, if you are on the service provider side, you're paying Elance to be there. You're giving them a cut.
Yeah, it's free to post a job. Like if you need something done, it's free for the consumer.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
But there's even things on
fair
Elance like I needed a job done like in 2 days, so I paid $5 to kind of have it float to the top.
Mhm.
And I think that $5 goes straight to Elance and that sort of thing. And if enough people are doing that, I mean, they're probably making at least $5 a day.
And what I usually do is I just don't open it for bidding, like just throw out a project and hope somebody stumbles across it. I look at people and invite them to my project. So I go look at their portfolios, look at what they're doing, and I say, you click on them and invite them to the project.
Elance makes 8.75% for each project.
Yeah, I'd say they're making pretty good money. There's a lot of business going on inside of Elance.
And the last thing that I'll say is that Elance is nice also because if you, the guy that worked on me with this website, he bid me a certain amount. He did it really fast. He did a really good job. Elance gives you the ability to like give them a tip,
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
which I thought, I mean, coming from the service industry where like you do work hard and it's nice to get a tip, I thought that was a cool feature just to be like, thank you for doing this well and
Oh, yeah.
quickly.
I didn't know it was money. I just wrote in there, bid higher next time. I was like,
Don't
that's like,
don't be
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink.
deliver faster.
That's a good tip.
Make
All
more
right.
money.
Yeah.
Definitely not uploading.
Wait, are you saying that you hope we don't upload this episode? I mean, right now we're at 6 gigs, so.
All right.
All right.
That's it. We're
That's
ready
it.
to wrap
Awesome.
up. Yeah. Okay.
Done.
Hey,
Thanks.
thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Nerdcast episode 5. Delegate that frog. And if anybody that doesn't get that, it's the Eat the Frog book. Like, do those tasks you don't like first. And I'm like, instead of eating them, just give them to somebody else. So you can follow us online at neighborhood. Well, you can find us online at innerd.com. You can follow us online on Twitter at
Nerds Knox.
InNerdsKnox. Twitter. And
Mhm.
Facebook is Neighborhood Nerds.
Neighbor.nerds.
Neighbor.nerds.
Nerd.
We should know this stuff. I mean, we sound like we don't even know what we're talking about.
Is this a company?
You can find us, Neighborhood Nerds.
Oh, this is bad.
865-622-2422. Thanks.